Ortiz stands a very good chance because Deontay Wilder can't take a punch. I've seen Wilder spar, I've seen him get knocked out in sparring before, but I don't tell sparring stories. I saw him get dropped in sparring before, but sparring is sparring. Marvin Hagler used to get dropped in sparring a lot. Mike Tyson got dropped in sparring. It's a really good fight, but there's two problems for Luis Ortiz. At the top level, he's been inactive for the past 2 or 3 years. Wilder's been very active. He might not have fought the top guys, but they've still been decent guys with decent records. The second problem is Ortiz has got to be about 1,000 years old. When you look at him, he has very good skills and very good punching power, but I just think his inactivity is going to be his downfall. Those are the words of Dillian Whyte. He, as you heard there, says that he's seen Deontay Wilder get dropped in sparring and knocked out in sparring. Now, Dillian Whyte used to be a regular in the Klitschko training camp. And we know that Deontay Wilder's also sparred Vladimir Klitschko. So I have to imagine that the person, the most likely person, if this is true, that knocked Deontay Wilder out in sparring is Vladimir Klitschko. And there had been rumors, Andy Lee and several other people had kind of alluded to the fact that Wilder had been dropped by Klitschko in sparring. So I guess I'm assuming that's what Dillian Whyte's talking about there. Deontay Wilder getting dropped or knocked out by Klitschko in sparring. This is many years ago when Wilder was far less experienced than he is now, before he was WBC champion, etc. This is when he was sparring Klitschko and getting dropped and whatever. So, you know, I mean, even if it wasn't Klitschko he got dropped by, it's still a very long time ago. So, and we know if it was Klitschko, he punches extremely hard. He dropped Joshua, he's dropped loads of people. So it's no real big deal. But in terms of him not being able to take a punch, he was dropped early in his career by a journeyman. But since then, we've never seen Deontay Wilder come close to being dropped. He was maybe wobbled a little bit by Eric Molina. But other than that, no one's managed to catch him well enough to even get him close to going down. So I don't know if you can just rely on Wilder's chin like that. Rely on him not being able to take a punch. But I do kind of feel as though there might be an issue with Wilder's chin because he seems very, very edgy when fighters get close to him. And he tends to get very erratic and wild if a fighter gets too close to landing a big shot on him. You know, he's kind of like an animal, you know, like a cornered animal, a cornered dog or a cornered rat. They just come out swinging wildly when they feel they're in serious danger. And Wilder kind of has that about him. When he feels like someone's about to land a big shot or coming close, he gets that, you know, defensive response where he just comes out swinging. So I do think there might be an issue with Wilder's chin. But if there is an issue with it, his chin's certainly not that bad because he has gotten hit on his chin a few times in the Berman-Stavern fight and some other fights, and he didn't go anywhere. So I'm certainly not a believer that his chin is iron or anything like that, but it's not as bad as some people would have you believe. But does Ortiz have the power to knock Wilder out? Definitely. I definitely believe if he catches Wilder right with a series of shots, he could knock him out. But at the same time, Wilder's got the power to knock Ortiz out, I believe, unless Wilder hurts the hand. And that's another thing that we have to take into consideration is Wilder's right hand has been broken several times. And if he breaks his hand against Luis Ortiz, he could be in trouble. He won the Chris Arreola fight basically one-handed because he not only broke his hand, he also tore his bicep in the Chris Arreola fight. If he does anything like that against Luis Ortiz, he's going to be in a world of trouble. So let me know what you think of Dillian Whyte's comments about Deontay Wilder's chin. Do you suspect that he's correct? And he just said that you don't tell sparring stories. Well, he just told a sparring story. He didn't tell us who it was that dropped Deontay Wilder or knocked him out, but he did say that he saw it happen. You know, so yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comment section below, people. It's happening. I'm out.